Hey everybody, welcome to our podcast for the love of dog. Happy Friday, everybody.
One day you'll get it out.
I don't think I'll ever get it. I chose the name. That's what's so funny about it.
I
I
know.
trip up every single time. For the love of dog. Okay. We're happy Friday. We have a very special guest. I'm PJ. I'm here with Christine and Christian Shenouda.
Yeah, we're very excited to have Christian on today. He is a animal shelter and rescue volunteer photographer, and he also has his own portrait photography business. So thank you, Christian, for joining us today. We personally became friends on Instagram through a mutual friend, Jess and Mia. And then I started following your account because I fell in love with Ray, like everybody else. Ray had
Is
the
that right?
yes, Ray had the best smile, and he and Christian just had some amazing adventures, skateboarding, going to the beach. I loved watching Ray look at the sea lions. That's kind of how I found Christian, and we've chatted a few times. We both had dogs that were pitties and same coloring, so I think we kind of gravitate towards each other. So I want to start by asking how you got involved in working at North Central Animal Shelter in Los Angeles and different rescue groups.
Yeah, I'm tearing up seeing all the Ray
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
I wasn't expecting.
Sweet. It's
But
very
yeah,
sweet.
Whew.
Give Penny a hug.
She has helped. Oh man, I'm losing it.
It's okay. You know what? We've all been there, and it's hard. It's hard to lose them.
It's
It's
the
bittersweet to
hardest.
watch their pictures and their videos. Like every time something pops up on my phone of like my Tank or Bella, I just lose it. So don't
Yeah.
even worry about it.
Well, now I'll have like teary eyes during the whole time, but that's okay. He was the best, and
Yeah.
He is
thanks for
adorable.
mentioning him. Yeah, he did inspire me to get into this too, and yeah, Penny helped me transition for sure after he passed. Because I had Ray at the park, and that's where I met my girlfriend. I met her; she was with Penny, and then yeah, so then they became friends. So, anyways, yeah, so I remember seeing a dog photographer online, and then I went to do a workshop at a shelter nearby, and I wanted to learn how to take better photos of dogs. So I went to this workshop. That's where I saw that you could take better pictures of shelter dogs to help them get adopted. Having Ray, I wanted to communicate that to people too. That these are really great, beautiful, sweet dogs that just were failed by their humans. And ended up at the shelter through no fault of their own. So I don't know. That was over 15 years ago, and I just got hooked, and I've been doing it ever since. And yeah, I just have I've made friends at the North Central Shelter, and obviously I follow all these other great dogs. Like, I follow Malibu, and yeah, because they have similar colorings. So I saw that the issue was these shelters are just overburdened, understaffed, underfunded, and so the best they could do most of the time is just take a quick intake photo of the dog to get them logged in, and that's usually the worst time to take a photo of the dog. Bad lighting, but mostly the dog is just scared and not in the frame of mind to get a proper photo that reflects their personality. So I'd go in, and I went to you know I joined their orientation or their volunteer program, went to orientation and all that to become an official volunteer so I could do that, so I could help with the photos. So yeah, so what we'd do is I'd go and I'd coordinate with the volunteer, and we just bring them out to a play area, let them decompress so we can get them in their natural state and capture their personalities, in better lighting and a better environment. So it's not in the kennel with a cage where they're scared and anxious. So as you can see, a lot of that's an intake photo, right, when they get dropped off. So it's, at a desk or something. But when they come outside, in the little play area or wherever we shoot, usually it's the play area where they do the, meet and greets. They just light up. First they, sniff around, and they just kind of
Oh, look at
decompress.
that.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to North Central because we heart them. I don't know if you know Jackie Smith, but she's we've known her for years and worked with her. We really love that
Oh
shelter because
yeah.
she really tried. They all try,
They
but
they try so hard.
so hard. And but that's so typical. I mean, the before picture, like the one on the desk. I mean, we've seen so many, or there's some like where they have a rope around their neck
Yes,
and
they're
they're
tied to
scared.
a wall.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just like the worst picture. Who's gonna look at that dog
Yes.
and go, "Oh, I want to take that dog
Yes,
home,"
like
you know?
this one, she was so sweet and just so stunning, like literally in the right lighting. So
In addition to like obviously putting them into a different environment, like outside, like what are some good tips, to get a photo? Because I'll tell you, we struggle, and we struggle with some of our fosters on that. Some of our transports, I know what I do. I make weird sounds and keep shooting, keep clicking. But I'm sure there's some other tips that maybe you could give us.
but that is a big one, you know. I do weird noises. I bring a squeaker. I use treats, and it can be tricky. So yeah, the main thing is shoot in the shade, not direct sunlight, but not too dark. I like to try and get elements of nature. So if you're outside, you can hold them on a leash just to keep them in position. If it's one person trying to do it, it's a little trickier. But if there's two people, you have one person holding, and then if you're shooting, hold a treat and a squeaker maybe, and if you're just using a phone, maybe set it on portrait mode so you get a nice blurry background. I know how tricky it can be because a lot of times dogs will literally just look away as soon as you hold the phone or try and take a picture of them or video. They just look away. Like she does that all the time.
Every single time. They can be
Yes.
like staring for 5 minutes, and the
Yes.
minute I take out my phone, they like
Yes.
turn. I always say they think I'm going to capture their soul or
Yeah.
something, I'm taking
Yeah.
a picture. But yeah,
But if they're treat motivated, treats can work. Just get their attention and hold it over the camera and click away. And squeakers are good for getting their ears up.
I've watched Christine get pictures of Malibu and other dogs, and she always does it with a treat. She's really good at it. She's got some great pictures. Obviously, if you've ever seen her Instagram,
Oh yeah.
it's amazing pictures of
Here's
Malibu
a
every
treat.
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Malibu's just her smile just lights up my feed.
I know it's the best, and she's
Yes.
always smiling, no matter what's going
Yes.
on. She always smiles, and I love that. I love if I'm down, I go to her Instagram and just look at Malibu because she's always so cute.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I would do when I would be stuck at work and I work at, freelance as a graphic designer for television, so I'll be on my feed and following all my favorite dogs. Like, it's like a serotonin release or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In looking at your photos, I really do see their personalities. So how much time do you spend with them before you start the pictures and kind of get them relaxed and everything?
That's what I was going to say, actually. Some dogs are quicker than others to get the photo. Some dogs are super relaxed and less anxious than others. So, one dog might take literally, 30 seconds or a minute, and another dog might take 10 minutes. It does take a little patience. If the dog's more anxious, I'll give them more time to just decompress and walk around, sniff around. Then I'll have the dog handler, try and bring them, okay, after they've had enough time, let's trying to keep it going, and then, bring them to the center and I'll get their photo. But yeah, some dogs just need a little more time just to sniff around, and sometimes they're just so anxious. A lot of times there's a lot of a noise from the kennels nearby, depending on the shelter I'm shooting at. It's just a little challenging, so you just have to I just have to keep my camera ready. And the second they look at me, if it's a hot day, they're usually panting. The second they look at me, I snap away.
I feel like it's kind of like Nemo, where I was like, just keep swimming, just keep shooting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to keep going because you might have like 30 pictures in one really good shot, but at least you have that good shot.
Yes. A lot of times I'm just like sitting there just waiting. And the second they look at me, because they just, some of them are really anxious and they have a hard time decompressing. But yeah, a lot of times it's usually about 5 minutes to get the shot that we need.
And now we hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, I wish I could volunteer at the shelter, but it would make me too sad. And I'm sure I always tell people, it's not about you, it's about the dog. But what advice would you give people that want to get involved, but feel like it's going to make them too sad to be there and then leave with the dog staying there?
Oh yeah, no, I struggled with that. Early on, I told myself, okay, I know this is going to be tough. You're going to because they all deserve a good home, all of them. And so my girlfriend's a therapist, and she tells me, put on your emotional armor. And so that's what I do. I'm like, you're doing a good thing. You're going to help them get out. So just focus on that. Focus on the positive. It's hard though, because they're the most magical beings, and to see them, behind bars. I like to say they're wrongfully imprisoned. It's heartbreaking, and especially nowadays, they're just overflowing. So, she was a rescue. She was a street dog, and Now she's just the sweetest little. We just, but it depends. You don't want to overstimulate her, like, or come from behind. She doesn't like that. It's hard at first, but once you realize you're doing a really good thing, you push through it and you just keep thinking about the end result and how you can literally save their lives by getting, the right photo of their personality, because that's the first thing people see online when they're scrolling, and that could be their only chance at getting seen. So you want it to be, really engaging like that. Catch them looking like they're smiling, even if it's like panting on a hot day. So
Yeah.
yeah, just focus on the positive outcome.
I like that analogy, putting on your emotional armor. You definitely need that.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
yes.
people say that to us with like fostering. Oh, I'll be too sad because the dog will leave. And I'm like, but if you don't foster the dog, it may die in the shelter. So
Yes.
I'd rather be sad.
Oh,
Well, everybody knows that when dogs come to my house as fosters, they never leave. So, but I'd rather be sad that a dog got adopted, frankly,
yes.
than not to ever have it get
Oh,
out. So I think that's a really good point. And yeah, it's sad. It is sad to be at the shelter, but how do you think they feel? So,
exactly.
what we're doing and what you're doing is like, trying to help that and stem some of that, the euthanasia and getting them out. Like some dogs will, it used to be some dogs would be in there like a year. That doesn't
Mm,
happen very much anymore because there's so many dogs and not enough space. But that just, it takes their soul because they're sentient beings that want
mm.
to be out and running and like walking with you and like at home and that kind of thing. So yes, it is
Yes.
sad, but it's sadder that they're in jail, as you said,
And
unfortunately incarcerated.
yes, and fosters are literally, they're saving lives, just like, a good photo can do, and it gives you opportunity to pull more from the shelters. So,
Right.
and it helps the dog decompress, and like you said, and people get to see how the dog actually is in a real home, and fosters can give good notes to, potential adopters. Like this is, they're high energy, they're low energy, they're like, you know, just give you notes on their personality.
Hmm.
That's a
Oh,
great
and
point because we tell people that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a dog from a shelter, but the advantage of having it from a rescue is because if they are in foster, we do have a lot more information about them, how they interact with other dogs, people, kids, whatever. So,
and it
um,
relieves their anxiety. They get to relax.
absolutely. Yeah, and I think you mentioned a couple times how they're very deserving. They're really good dogs, and that's what we would tell people all the time. There's nothing wrong with a rescue dog. It doesn't mean that they're bad or they did something wrong or whatever. It's just like you said, people really fail them for so many reasons. I mean, we've been doing this for 15 years, rescued over 8,000 dogs, and I can tell you
Mm,
that it's I can't think of a time that it was the dog's fault. I really can't.
yeah.
So
No.
it's a really important point because a lot of people think if you buy a dog, you're guaranteed this amazing dog. Well, there's a lot of purebred dogs in the shelter because people did that and then didn't do the work and then they're in
Correct.
the shelter. So that's cute. That's a cute one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
That's
is
North
really cute.
Central. North Central, that's the thing. Like you said, the volunteers really go out of their way to network them, and they bring props, for our photo shoots to, give them even more personality. But yeah, I love North Central.
Do you get updates from them on dogs that you've photographed that get adopted?
Yes, I do,
Good.
and I love posting about them. And that's at East Valley. They're really great too. They do their best. I mean, some people give, some shelters a lot of flack for whatever, but they're dealing with the hand that they were dealt and doing the best they can with what they have. I mean, they don't have, armed animal control officers that can go enforce, certain laws that should be enforced. They just do the best they can. And I see them getting a lot of unnecessary flack on social media.
I think what people don't realize is like when you work there, or even the volunteers, like you mentioned the volunteers, a lot of times those are the ones that are really advocating for the dogs. And I think people don't really understand that they don't have the control. It's the people way up top, and that's that's
Hmm.
that's the people we need to change. Frankly, I could go on for a whole podcast on that, but
Oh yeah.
but the people that are in the trenches, like I said, I mentioned Jackie. She's been there forever. She tries really hard, and I know the volunteers there are really great. So yeah, I think it's easy to complain and say somebody's not doing something or they should do more, but it's usually the people that are sitting on their asses that are saying that. So that's that's my take.
And it's a lot of, responsibility on the community. A lot of people don't do proper spay and neutering. They don't want to spay and neuter their
Absolutely.
pets. The shelter system is just kind of a mirror reflecting back to what, society is doing. Like,
Society, yeah.
oh, I don't want to neuter my dog. It'll blah blah blah. Well, actually, it'll help them live longer, reduce aggression.
Yeah, I had a man one time told me it was going to hurt his dog if he neutered him. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it's like, I think it's a macho thing too, sometimes with some
Yes, that's
men,
what I'm
they,
saying. A lot of men.
but, but it's just, how many times, Christine, do we get contacted about a litter of puppies that somebody needs? We
Yes.
just got Marshmallow. She's had like at least three
Oh,
litters. So,
oh my
you
God.
know, and if anybody's
Accidental
been
litters.
around, yeah, and if anybody's been around a mom taking care of puppies, like 8 puppies, it's exhausting for them. And it's so hard to watch them. So the fact that we still have puppy mills or people who are like letting their dogs get pregnant,
Oh,
it's terrible.
I don't know. I was walking, by the beach the other day, and I saw this SUV parked right by the bike path with like free puppies. I'm like, oh, really? You're just gonna hand them to whoever? And
Yeah.
there's all these like all kinds of people walk by there. So it's just, yeah,
No
not a good.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yes.
No. And also bringing up, not only people's personal choice not to spay and neuter, but with the vets astronomical amounts that they're charging people, even people that do
Mm.
want to spay and neuter might not have the option or know where to even go look to find low cost options or vouchers or, ways that they can actually do it if they want to.
I've been seeing some programs that are really good out there. I just saw, well, there's those mobile spay and neuters that go to, certain communities that really need it, and there's that new Cara Vita Foundation my friend is involved with. So
Mm.
I'm glad to see they're starting to have. I don't know. It's a huge task, but that seems to be the main issue behind the overcrowded shelters is spay and neutering. So I always try and tell people, spay and neuter, please spay and neuter.
I know.
Yeah, I think that the pandemic really set that back because
Yes.
I think that there were a lot of programs, and then the pandemic hit, and so you really couldn't, be face to face, whatever, for a long time. So that set that back because we had a spay and neuter clinic right before the pandemic. We were in
Mm.
February and it hit in March, and it was one of the most rewarding things, that we had. And we had people who were driving 2 hours to come because, like Christine mentioned, I mean, we used to pay like what, $150 for a spay. I mean, maybe I think we have a place now that does it for 250, but we were getting quoted $400 or $500,
Oh my
$900 for a
God.
neuter. It's insane, and we can't afford that. People can't afford
Oh
that. So,
yeah.
so it's just kind of a self-fulfilling cycle, which really sucks.
Yeah. No, like you said, that a lot of people at the top need to, do more with that. So
Maybe take a pay cut and do some
yeah.
more spay and
Yeah.
neuter programs.
I did meet someone recently. Shout out to Little Red Dog. I met someone out here who had a cute little black dog that we met by the beach who adopted from you guys years ago. The sweetest little black scruff. I'm forgetting her name, but he really loved your guys' rescue and
Awesome.
couldn't say enough. And he lives out here, but he really liked how you guys run your rescue and manage adoptions and deal with people. So
I think you either love us or hate us. I mean, you either believe in the process or you don't. And I think, and we've talked about this too. Like, there's been, again, since the pandemic, there's been this, openness, like give everybody a dog. Just let everybody have the dog. Don't even, don't do home checks. Don't just let everybody have a dog. And we don't subscribe to that, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to give everybody a dog, but not everybody really should have a dog. It's always the dog that loses in those situations. Plus, if somebody gets hurt, the shelters don't have to worry about that. The
mm,
rescue does. We can be sued. And there's things that to consider. So we have always said, Kristen, I don't know if you know this, but the dog is our client, and people are just inventory. So
mhm.
to me, yeah, I'm going to make sure the dog is taken care of, and do everything we possibly can. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad to hear that we have a fan out there. That's
Oh,
good.
definitely. And yeah, these dogs, they have the mental capacity of what, a 2-year-old, 3-year-olds. So we should treat them kind of like children and just really look out for their best
Absolutely.
interests, obviously.
Well, and they're smarter than a lot of people that I've met,
Oh
frankly.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. And
This
they're
is
the
true.
most loyal.
the
If
best, the best.
people were as loyal to their dogs as dogs are to them. Oh, like this guy. I love this portrait. This guy
It's a
loves his
great picture.
dog. But
Yeah.
yeah, if people were as loyal to the dogs as dogs are to the people, then we wouldn't have these overcrowded shelters. But there's all kinds of all kinds of reasons. So,
These are some
So,
of your business photos.
yes.
Yeah,
that's a really cool picture.
yeah.
You have some
And
beautiful photography.
thank
Yeah.
you so much. And she's on a leash, by the way. Like
Oh,
I just Photoshop out the leash.
yeah. That's
Look at
cute.
that.
So cute. So Christian, what's the handle of your, is it Instagram? I'm sure it's Instagram, right? So
Oh yeah.
where can people find you?
So it's just at Christian Shenouda. That's my
Oh yeah,
Instagram. And
cool.
I did start a YouTube years ago with my dog Ray, just to make videos of my shelter shoots, just to show a little more of their personality along with the photos. So that's rescueray.com. But yeah, I
And then
posted.
your website is christianshenuda.com if people want to reach out about photography with their animals and if they're in Southern California.
Yes,
One
Well,
thing I
great.
wished I had done before we
that
moved,
this dog was from North Central. Go on.
that Nikki
Well, I mean,
and B.
you can always come back and get some pictures taken.
Oh yeah, you know
Yes,
them.
I know. I will be back.
Oh yes. Oh man. Yeah, I would love
So
it.
I'm assuming I know Christine knows more about Ray, and I don't want to bring up a
That's
sad
okay. You
subject, but
could bring it on.
I'm assuming that Ray was a rescue. Did you get him from North Central, or where did you adopt him from?
So I was doing a search on Pet Finder to find a rescue, and I was looking for a Vizsla, so it said it was a Vizsla mix at this rescue that does pop-up adoptions near here every Sunday. So I went to this pop-up adoptions, and I was actually going to get his sister from the litter, and she wasn't there, but he was there. And then Ray was super shy, and the rescue gal just she said he doesn't really walk on leash very well, but she pulled out a little treat for him, a piece of chicken, and he just started doing that smile and like belly crawling. I was like, oh please, I'll take the shy guy for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that would have sold me too. I would like
yes.
put him in my car right now. So
Yes, and he
cute.
snored so loud the first night. I was like, oh, he feels finally at home, you know.
Yeah, he probably hadn't slept in a while. Well, that
Yeah.
was really good. That's sweet. That's
But he was
awesome.
but he
Well,
was dropped off in a box outside of a vet clinic, I think, in the South Bay, and that's how, he was rescued from that. So
very cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for
He's
so much for
done.
sharing your pictures. They're amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I love talking to you gals.
Thank you and Penny for joining us. And
Penny's the best.
I know she's so
She's
mellow.
fun. Yeah. She's about 16, 17. So she's got some arthritis,
Oh,
so we
wow.
push her around in the stroller, and she loves it.
We love stroller dogs.
We
Yeah.
do, absolutely.
When Ray got older and he got arthritis, I put him in a pet trailer and pushed him around. So yeah,
Still got to see the sea lions.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
One of my favorite stories is from England. Is I guess this little dog used to love to chase they call it the postie, the mailman in England, and he had really bad arthritis, and so he couldn't do it anymore. So the little girl who had him would put him in the basket on her bike and then run next to the mailman so he could like go after the postie. And I thought that was the cutest thing. And that's
cute.
love, right? You just
what I'm talking
you gotta
about.
you gotta take care of them.
It's hard not to love them. Okay, Penny.
Absolutely. Amazing work. Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much for what you do in the shelters and helping them get seen. We appreciate you and just wish you the best. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for rescuing.
Well, that was really cool. Kristen obviously has a big heart and he's so talented. So if you want to get some cool pictures, I'm thinking already, how can I get my 5 dogs over there to get some
I know.
But
One at a time.
yeah, one at a time. Yeah, that would be, I don't even know how he would get them. But anyway, we got some cool rescue updates to leave you with. So take it away, Christine.
So as you can see, little Miss Pita, this is her foster Jen. She is actually now a foster fail. Yeah, I know. For people that don't know how our process works, we do give the fosters the first right of adoption. So if a dog has an approved application, for example, we always approach the foster first. They obviously could not imagine Pita leaving, so she is officially part of their family. And as you can see by the smiles, everybody's super happy about it. Yeah,
Cool. Even Peter.
even
Especially
Pita. Yep. And then we have Sirius, and as any of our followers know, Sirius and his 2 brothers, Xander and Phoenix, who are still available. have been with us 2.5 years, and Sirius finally found his people, and he's doing fantastic. They moved up north, Northern Cal, and his adopters. They just gave us an update. He's up to 7 miles on trail runs, which is he loves it. He's a very active and outdoorsy dog. Learning how to play frisbee because ball was always his favorite thing. So he's doing great.
Just
Oh,
shout out to his foster because they had him
yes.
for a while and they did a great job. And I think actually that's how they found him, right? Is through their Instagram.
They, yeah, and yeah, they did. They reached out through his Instagram and asked some questions, and then they directed him to us. So
Which is
you never know if you have a foster dog, you start their own account. You never know who's going to see it.
next.
And then we have Miss Katniss. Katniss had been with us also for almost, I think, about a year and a half, 2 years. She had also been with two different fosters, and her mom was looking for a new dog to add to their family with her dog Blue. And they are also doing fantastic. She lives by the beach now, settling in to a new routine and doing great.
Yay, Katniss.
And then Mr. Woody. So Woody is, if you've seen Marshmallow, Mama Marshmallow on our page, this is one of Marshmallow's puppies. Woody got adopted to a family of all boys, so he's going to have a lot of fun in his future. He was a American Bully Cane Corso mix, so we don't know how big he's going to get, but obviously he's going to get quite big, and he's going to have these four brothers and his dog sibling to show him the way. His sister Fawn is still adoptable and gorgeous. If you want to go look on our website for her, www.thelittlereddog.org. And Mama Marshmallow and Fawn are Woody's family. Here we go.
This one's hard because we
This is
actually
hard.
had somebody interested in her and to foster her, and they backed out without even meeting her. So that was really frustrating. She's a sweet girl. She is reactive. One thing about us is we do equip you with the tools for success. So if you're willing to learn and follow our guidance, those things shouldn't matter as much, But
And Charlotte is cat friendly. So if you have a home and you don't have any dogs and you have a cat, you could be the perfect fit for Charlotte. She's super easy in the house, crate trained, house trained. She does walk good on leash, but like PJ said, she can be reactive. So you just need to have the right tools to change direction, avoid certain things. She can easily get out on a walk, and which we want her to do. And so please continue to share Charlotte with everybody that you know. We would love to get her into a new foster home.
really, and that's her in her pajamas. So
A raincoat.
raincoat, sorry, raincoat. Even cuter because she had a little bonnet on.
I
So
know.
please, yeah, please consider Charlotte. And if it's not the right fit, that's fine. But at least consider meeting her because that was tough to lose the only person who's been interested in like a long time without even meeting her. But we know her person's out there. But like Christine said, if you could continue to share her, we would really appreciate that. And this was a long one, so thanks for hanging with us. I think it was a good one. I really enjoyed listening to Christian and what he's doing at the shelter and looking at all of his cute work, and especially Ray. So go find him on Instagram. As always, go find Malibu's Mama on Instagram and also follow us. I love that one. That one's my favorite, I think.
That is adorable. I mean, look how horrible that lighting is. You can't even see the dog.
Terrible. You don't even know how cute he is. So
Yeah.
anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for coming and stopping by, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.